Hello, entrepreneurs, Philippine students, moms, dads, grandparents, and anyone else that might be watching. Joe Dichiara, CPA extraordinaire, coming to you live from downtown Metro Manila for another interview with one of our superstar students, Jen Decaday. Did I pronounce that right, Jen?
It's Jen Dadacay, Joe.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So, yes, thank you for sharing, for spending your time with us tonight. And I see that you're out and about, so you're going to take a so basically, what we like to do is go through, what you were doing before, what brought you to Bedrock, and what you're doing now. So let's start with what were you doing before you were a Bedrock student?
Okay. So I've been into accounting and bookkeeping with local corporates for 17 years before joining the Bedrock and before going into doing freelancing and working online with clients abroad. So I have already the experience in handling accounting as a finance officer and as an general accounting specialist.
Okay, so how long have you been freelancing?
I have started freelancing since 2021.
Okay, so right during COVID, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in the
We are
middle of
still in
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah. So, do you have your own clients? Are you working for a firm like Bedrock? What are you doing?
And so basically, in 2021, when I decided to resign from my local corporate job, and then I took a training, and then I started getting clients in Upwork since July. So I also do coaching with for QuickBooks Online and Zero for clients abroad, mostly in the US. But those are just small projects. And then by the time of November 2021, I was able to close unemployment with a huge e-commerce aggregator in the US, in California. So I was working already for like almost a year with them. And then I had a friend which is also a accountant and bookkeeper, serving clients abroad. Her name is Regina. So I get to see her post every now and then. So that's the time where I get to see her posts about Bedrock and your course for US taxation. And since I have transitioned into serving clients abroad, specifically in the US, but I do have clients with globally. So I also have AU, UK, and Canada. But yeah, I was interested. I was very interested when I get to see her post about the US taxation course that you offered. So I waited for the second batch for I think that was like 15-week course.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
Yes.
13 weeks, but we always add bonuses as
Yeah. So by the time that Bedrock opened the second batch, I made sure that I would be able to be part of it.
okay, awesome. So what? So yeah, this weekend I got to present an overview of the sales process, and it was a whole what do you call it? A whole. I think they must have had 6 or 9 different presentations on bookkeeping, accounting, and taxes all over the world. And the woman before me on stage talked about the Australian sales tax, GST tax. And it was pretty interesting. because now actually in the Philippines, I'm getting a small taste of all these other countries' tax systems, and I'm able to actually compare it to what I know about the U.S. tax system. And what I found is so far all the other countries, especially the Philippines, are a lot more, a lot stricter, believe it or not, when it comes to regulations and enforcing things, setting businesses up. It's a lot easier to set up a business in the United States. It's also easier to get into a lot of trouble, but that's a whole nother story. So now you are. Have you done Philippine tax?
I'm sorry, Joe. What was your question?
Philippine taxes.
Philippine taxation, Philippine taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
doing that. All kinds of taxes before for local corporates and of course local business owners.
Okay. So you're familiar with the Philippine tax system, and
Yes,
now you've done Australia. Am I right?
yes.
Okay. And have you done any U.S. taxes? I know you said you have a U.S. client, but I don't know if you did accountants or tax stuff.
So I would like to share to you, Joe, that so before I had this client with, I mean, employment with U.S. aggregator. So I used to compile the sales taxes um, using G Drive. So we are into an e-commerce business. So we deal with Amazon, Shopify,
Uh,
eBay, Walmart, Etsy. So any platforms in the e-commerce. So before, I just follow or I just, although I am very confident in having or doing the bookkeeping and accounting, financial analysis, and financial statements with the company, I still hesitant somehow though for the taxation because of course whenever we talk about taxes, U.S. taxes, I always ask or think that oh you should have you need to deal with a U.S. CPA for this. I want I want to be honest with clients, so I would want them to be very vigilant when it comes to their tax filing. So I always tell them that they need to coordinate and communicate with the USCPA. So um, when I get to into your course, U.S. taxation, and after the course, I was able to like build confidence into doing sales taxes, doing 1099, doing the forms, tax forms in the U.S. Actually, last night. So now I have. So from then on, I am very confident into having U.S. taxes as an add-on to my bookkeeping services. So I added to my offer
yeah.
with
So
clients in the U.S.
I want to tell you, I really,
Actually,
really, yeah. Go on. Go on.
Actually, last night I was able to like prepare a sales tax for my client in Texas, and that was a manufacturing company in Texas. And tonight I will need to prepare the sales tax for a retail client in California.
Wow.
So I do that through online with the platforms.
Yeah. That's awesome. So what I started to say is I really appreciate what you just said about that you had the confidence. What I found with almost all of us is that's the underlying benefit, I think, of taking a Bedrock course. You're obviously an intelligent woman, right? I could see that. You've been a student of mine. Uh, so, to be honest with you, what I teach, you can learn in a lot of different places. Okay, you can go online. courses on Udemy, there's YouTube videos. Uh, what I think that we offer at Bedrock is my hands-on experience and showing people, listen, this is how it's done. This is how you're going to deal with the client. Most importantly, and you mentioned it when you talk to your client about you have to coordinate with your CPA, right? Because I call it the triangle. Okay, the perfect uh, relationship, the perfect client relationship. The client needs, first of all, they need to be involved in the financial process, right? This is what I teach. You need a bookkeeper, you need bookkeeping done, and you need an experienced CPA or tax preparer. And between the three of them, the communication and all the information, that's how taxes should be done. And you're right. That's how I learned it, and you pretty much just described it uh, in what you just said. Now, getting back to sales tax, I'm amazed. I think that you're the first student that has told me, not that other people haven't done this, but you're the first one that told me you've actually filed U.S. sales tax. So
Yes, I do it
that's
with the sales tax platform within the state. So we have this Texas
so
government.
you went. So what you did, I think, is you went on the state website and you filed it
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
yes, I did.
that's how they're all done. But it does take courage. It takes courage because you know sales tax, believe it or not, is more complicated than U.S. income tax, especially when you have a retailer, because there's all different kinds of nuances that can happen. Discounts, coupons, returns, right? You have to account for all of that. If you're an e-commerce, okay, you have, so first, you mentioned all the big stores, Amazon, eBay, all those big companies, they track the sales tax themselves.
Yeah,
But what if your client is selling outside of those stores? Because we have clients that do that, right? They're selling on eBay, they're selling on Amazon. Sales taxes are taken care of at that level, but now you actually have to account for all the other sales. So you have a mixture, right? You have a mixture of, the big store sales. I mean, you got to really have a good accountancy. Am I right?
yeah. So with the client, with the e-commerce client for Amazon sales, they already have their marketplace tax withheld. So Amazon is already taking that, the responsibility for the sales tax. So what we usually do for all the brands that I have handled is to compile and do the bookkeeping of how much was the sales tax every month for this brand and then for another brand.
Yeah. And yeah, so kudos to you. We just we're launching a sales tax course. Since you've joined, we added. Uh, you've taken other courses, right? Have you?
Yeah, yes. So last Jumpstart 3, I was able to share somehow an insight of having the courses or taking the courses with Bedrock. So I took the course of 13-week course. So that is for the accounting and US taxation. And then the 5-week course, which is an extensive um, training program for the US taxes, and that includes not only the sales tax, but I am actually sales tax was not included in the program, but more of the business, corporate tax, and personal income tax, and also all the computations that is related to those
Yeah.
tax filing. And then I also took the payroll master class. I think that was like January last year.
Yeah. So, yeah, so since you joined, so the 13-week course, what that was designed for was to give people a comprehensive overview of all the different issues that come up with a small business, from, independent contractors to registering the business, to Nexus, which is now what we're talking about with the sales tax. And I didn't actually have you prepare a tax return on with software, right? I had you do it manually. So you did the return. You did a corporate return. You did an 1120S, and you did an individual return, and you did the accounting. That was how you got your certificate for the 13 weeks. So it was really soup to nuts, from bookkeeping and accounting. You had to make journal entries. There was real estate involved, so you had to do real estate accounting. There was a sale of a. It was a pretty complicated return, right? And the thing, what I like about this is it was a real life client. It wasn't made up stuff. I gave you exposure as far as this is what really happens with a small business. And then what happened was a lot of people, a lot of your fellow students started asking me, they wanted to get hands-on experience with the tax program, the tax law. So that's what the 5-week program is. So in that program, you actually had to do 13 different types of tax returns using the software. So I think you got a very, very good foundation as far as handling a small business in the United States, the accounting, and then actually taking it another step with preparing the tax return. Then you took the payroll course. So I have to tell you, you're in a really good position, because and I talk about this all the time about what's going on in the United States, that there's going to be millions of small businesses that are going to need people just like you. They're going to need people to do their accounting, to get their taxes done. And now what we did, because again, students kept asking for it, now we're doing a comprehensive course on sales taxes. And like I said, sales tax is the uh, actually the most complicated, convoluted tax that there is. And the reason is because, especially now, if you're doing business in different states, there's different rules in every state. There's, you know, things that are taxable in one state, not taxable in another. Not only that, it's a moving target. These laws are changing all the time. So I'm looking forward to having you in our next sales tax course. How does that sound?
Definitely, Joe. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was the one who asked you if you could do a sales tax course. So yeah, having the or taking the accounting and U.S. tax course with Bedrock really was a huge decision for me and a huge help for me to be able to add more value with my client, not only doing the bookkeeping and accounting, but also having a good foundation for the U.S. accounting practices, and especially the tax strategies that you were able to discuss with us class, during the
Yeah, we
classes.
do. I like to go through the different tax strategies because that's what comes up. You know, when you're handling a small business, it's nice to be able to say, okay, this is where they are, this is where they should be, and now you have a real chance to help guide them, right? And sales taxes for an American business owner, it's it's always been tricky and complicated, but now because of different laws that have been passed, different nexus rules as far as where you have to be registered, it's really they're going to need accountants more than ever. And unfortunately, Jen, you know, and I talk about this. Oh, most small businesses in the United States don't hire an accountant. They don't hire an accountant because there's just such a shortage of them. So you mentioned Jumpstart. Now you're in the Jumpstart community, correct?
Yes,
So you have plans on building your own agency?
I am in the process. Hopefully, it will materialize. I am still building my team, my lean team. I mean, so it's more of building the SOPs. I mean, creating it with the team and the workflows, and having really the system to make us organize and will help us like do our work effectively and efficiently for the clients.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for your time, Jen. You're in the right place. I'm looking forward to seeing you build your agency, and we'll be there for you with Jumpstart every step of the way. You know, tomorrow, give me 1 second. I have a new kitten, and she's jumping all over my laptop. So yeah, so tomorrow, if one, so Luz, Eileen, if one of you, I see that you're here, we have some friends, some former students, all of our accounting people, all of our accounting team are former students, except for Luz. Luz is here. Uh, we didn't have the classes when Luz started with us, but Eileen, Marielle, yeah, they're all former students.
Um,
Tomorrow, yeah, let me just tomorrow with Jumpstart, anybody in the Jumpstart community, whether they're in the free community or the premium, we have a really special workshop tomorrow for an expert on marketing and landing clients. This is one of the biggest for every entrepreneur. Every entrepreneur wants to know how do I get clients. So that's what we're going to be covering tomorrow. So Eileen or Luz, if you could put the link in the chat there for people to join. So I'm sorry, Jen. What were you going to say?
I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to Luz and Kath and Jazz for being so accommodating with my questions whenever I have queries about US taxes. So whether it's about filing or the preparation or the computation, they are very accommodating. So I would like to really thank them for being very helpful.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm sure that they appreciate that. I appreciate you acknowledging them. And the reason for that is what they've learned, what I teach is accounting is really a team sport. You can't do it yourself. You can try to do it yourself, but especially now with everything that's going on with the different government agencies. Uh, the problems with the government agencies, they just keep making it worse. They make it harder for us to do our jobs. So you need to have people that you can reach out to. You need to have mentors. You need coaches, and you need people that are learning from you also. People that are learning from you. So, all right, Jen, I think that's all I have to say. I added a link in the chat the Jumpstart group in Facebook. So you're a success story. You're a work in progress. I have a feeling you're going to be helping a lot of other Filipino men because this is what I see, John. When Luz told her story at our first Jumpstart event, people saw it and they said, "Wow, I can't believe she went through all that and she stuck it out. Now look, she's got her own couple jobs. She's got this." And then other people see that so you're one of those people, Jen, that I could see that you've done a lot of different accounting. You've done Australia, you've done Philippines, now you're doing US. So when people see you, they're going to say, "Wow, Jen just started, and it wasn't that long ago. What? No, was it November? You said 2021?
Um, yeah, when I
Yeah,
started unemployment with that huge e-commerce aggregator in the US,
yeah.
and then followed
So
by other clients from
yeah, so
different
you've done a lot of
industries.
stuff since then, and when you look at it, it might seem like a long time ago, but it's really only a couple of years. So yeah, thank you for being part of the Bedrock family. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
showing up tonight. Would you like to give any words of wisdom to the other Philippine prospects that are out there that want to do what you're doing?
So I would like to share with other freelancer or aspiring freelancers um, for bookkeeping and accounting. In order for us to really be able to market our service, we need to like step up, and that is adding more value, and that would be being more confident into offering not only the bookkeeping and accounting and financial analysis or projections, but also doing the U.S. taxation, understanding it, how to do it, and how to prepare it for the clients abroad, so that we'll be able to offer it as an add-on to our bookkeeping service or bookkeeping offer.
All right, well said. Thank you so much, Jen. Have a good night. Uh, enjoy your time out there, and maybe hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning at the workshop.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Joe.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Joe, and good night.